What's good, everybody? Welcome to Life on Beagle Road. Well, hopefully you watched yesterday's video and you saw that I put in the patio or stone walkway. I guess it's not a patio. We already did the patio. That's a walkway. I think we should have a look. It's not perfect, but it'll get there, and it serves the purpose that we need it to serve, at least for right now. Like I said, Courtney has always wanted to have a walkway to the front door instead of the side door. That way no one's coming in and seeing our dirty laundry. And not like the proverbial dirty laundry, but the real dirty laundry. We have made it to the middle of August, which means we've successfully made it to the middle of Vlogust. Folks, a month ago, if you had asked me, are you ever gonna do dailies? I would have said, oh, heck no. We ain't doing that. That's nuts. Now we've already put in 15, this one being number 16, straight videos. Whoo! Wow. That's crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. This isn't something I'm gonna be able to keep up any longer than we've already been doing it and then the end of August. After August, I need a nap, like a real nap, like a 2-3 day nap, no editing, no filming, nothing. Cause I'm tired. But I'm gonna keep going until the end of the month. I'll tell you what though, I feel like we've done a lot of project videos. And honestly, it's because I'm pretty much doing a project every day. One of us is always doing something. Just crazy amount of stuff that needs done all the time. No taking breaks. So it's either take a break and talk to y'all, or it's make a lot of project videos. I've even got a project video already done, and I was like, well, let's take a time out from all the projects and let's talk to folks. So I'm here talking to y'all. Folks, if you're tuning in and you're watching our videos, we really appreciate it. Please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so that you can get notifications about all the fun stuff we got going on right here on Beagle Road. Right now, I'm down here where the garden is gonna go, our new garden. If you didn't see the video where we talked about moving our garden, we're moving our garden from the top of the property down here to the bottom-ish part of the property. One, it's easier for us to get water to it, and two, it's closer to where we actually spend a bulk of our time. Over here with the animals, and the barn, our deck, the grill, and you know, we just kind of wanted to see how beautiful the garden is during the growing season. Instead of it just being out there like it's in, I don't know, sitting between my toes. Because, you know, sometimes you just don't clean between your toes. I mean, you should. I do. But some people don't. And then they get that fungus. It's gross. Don't get the toe fungus. The other day I was out here and I spent some time kind of like walking the perimeter, trying to figure out where I wanted everything set up. And when I mean everything, I just mean like the corners and the fencing. And where did I want the box itself? Originally, we were gonna go with a 20 by 20, and then we decided that it looked really, really tiny. And 20 by 20 is a good amount of space, but we kind of wanted to be, I don't know, pretty. It's gonna have some raised beds, and I wanted to mulch around those and walk through it and have cool little arches or something, you know, pretty. I wanted it to look nice. So made it a tad bigger, but that meant the budget was gonna grow for some of those things. But I've got some things up here that I think are gonna save us some money, and when we get to that, hopefully I'll show you. And should be pretty cool. Let's take a look at the perimeter, or where everything is, so you can see some changes that have to be made for the area. If you notice, there's a giant stump in there. It's either gotta be removed, or I've gotta make it a focal point in the garden. My thought is to cut it down with a chainsaw and bring in a stump grinder, grind it down, or we can cut it as close as we can get it, and then when we fill everything in with dirt, just let it rot out. There's actually probably like 3 stumps in there. Again, we're gonna use garden beds, so like the stumps won't cause too much of an issue in terms of like digging and planting, because we're not gonna dig, we're gonna build up versus go down in. But it does kind of pose an issue just sitting there in the middle. Right now, I feel like it's just taunting me, saying, haha, come get me. I am the stump. You cannot stop me. We'll see about that. I'm actually pretty excited to get that thing going. And we've talked about whether or not we want to wait until the spring and just set everything up then, or if we set it up sometime this fall and get it so it's ready for the spring. It seems to me to make more sense that we get as much done over here as we can before the spring gets here. Otherwise, we miss another growing season. And I'm not trying to miss another growing season. I need me some peppers and green beans. Y'all know how much I love peppers and green beans, right? I mean, almost as much as I'm liking zip ties right now. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully we can get some progress made on the garden area and have a little fun in there. We do want to start a fall garden and get some things going. I don't know if that's going to happen or not between the issues we've been having with some of our goats, the goat show, school starting, soccer season. Now might not be the best time to get another thing going. Starting that project is one thing. Starting a garden that we need to make sure we're taking care of right now, I feel like we just need to not get in over our heads for a little bit. If you watch a lot of these videos, these homesteading videos, then maybe you've noticed the same thing. There seems to be a pervasive issue with folks who get into this homesteading or, you know, personal farming, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know that we classify ourselves specifically as a homestead channel as much as we do like small family farm. This is our family, this is our farm. But what I see a lot of folks do is they get way in over their heads. I mean, we have already done it. We've done it since we've started this channel. And that's the thing that we've learned the most just about ourselves is like, you don't need to do it all. Just pick a couple things. You know, we had that Monday motivation and we talked about starting small. Folks, start small. Don't get crazy. You know, just get a couple chickens, figure that out, settle in, feel good about it, you know? If you want to do a garden and you want to grow your own food, just grow a couple foods. Just do some food replacement. What are the things that you'd like to have the most of that you seem to spend the most money on sometimes? Just grow those things. Maybe it's tomatoes. Maybe you want to grow your own lettuce. Maybe peppers and green beans. Just take it easy, pump the brakes. There's a lot of folks out there, they're growing this, they're growing that. They're getting these chickens, they're getting meat birds. Hey, we just got goats. Hey, look at us, we're having pigs. I mean, folks, slow down. Pump the brakes, take it easy. See, for us, I'm not worried if people don't think that we're a true homestead family. What I know about us is that we want to live a healthier lifestyle, but we want to enjoy our life. And there's a lot to life. It's not just what's out here, it's what's out there too. You can't shut yourself off from the rest of society. By all means, if you want to do that, go for it. I'm not doing it. I like people. I want to talk to people. I want to see people. I also want to have goats and drink some goat milk, eat some chicken eggs, but I'm going to take it slow. We've been at this for about 3, maybe 4 years. I kind of forget exactly how long it's been, which is maybe a good thing, you know? You sort of got yourself in the groove here. But only now are we going to start getting meat birds. As a matter of fact, they come tomorrow, which means I got to get my button gear and finish that chicken tractor. Whoo! The weather is not cooperating. But it's like I said, take it slow, take it easy. This will be the first time that we grow our meat birds, and I only got 25, and I'm okay with that. I don't need 100 meat birds, I just need 25. Heck, I was fine only getting 15, but they made me get 25. I'm okay with that. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna take it nice and easy, and if we mess up or screw up, we learn from it, we'll try again. No big deal. Failure is not something that's gonna hold you back. Failure is something you are gonna learn from, and it's something that's gonna drive you to do better the next time. Look at me and raising my kids. Some good news on the goat home front here. Our bucks are over here in their rotating pasture. If you remember from the video the other day, Courtney has been moving the bucks every day, kind of like we would with meat birds, just so we can leave an area that they were in and not keep the parasites in the same area. And then those areas can rejuvenate. The parasites are over there somewhere. They're doing fantastic. They're making some great strides forward, and they're looking healthy. I mean, if I was doing that, you wouldn't think I was too healthy, but when goats do it, they're just trying to tell you who's dominant, but that's different from me. Could you imagine being a city kid and the first time you ever see that, and you're like, what's happening right now? What's he doing? I'm not really a cat person, but I gotta tell you, when that cat comes around, as soon as they see me coming out of the barn, she just comes over, both of them. They come running over and they're helping me all the time. Yesterday's video, when I was doing the patio, they're just hanging out with me, watching me the whole time. So funny. I'm not a cat guy, but they love me. Don't you? This is exactly how Courtney said. I'm not a cat person, except for my own cat. Or something like that. I don't know. Look at this. Are you serious? Snuggles in my beard. See? Everybody loves a beard, right? Everybody loves a beard. Barn cats. I told Courtney no, and she went and got them anyway. I'm not really sure how we didn't have barn cats. What do we got going on in future projects? This entire area back here is going to be torn out. I'm going to tear out the fencing, and I'm gonna move the goat barn. That's the very first goat barn we've ever had. There's a lot that I didn't know about goats when I built it, but I did a fantastic job nonetheless. That said, I don't know that we're gonna keep it. We may take it apart and rebuild something different. When we set up our pastures, like we talked about before in those quadrants, this area isn't actually in that quadrant area. And that's because we want to be able to not have to walk all the way around. The whole point of that new area is to make it more efficient for us and also more efficient for our rotational grazing. This thing just kind of juts out and doesn't make any sense, and just, it's kind of in the way, honestly. And we think what we want to do is just take one of the other fence lines and go straight across. We've got a whole lot over here that I'm going to show you that we don't actually use right now for them, other than putting them in an electric netting fence and allowing them to do their thing in there. So instead of having that, we're actually gonna make that part of the bigger picture, and we can rotate them in there. So here's the space that I'm talking about. You can see it's full of lush, green stuff that the goats would eat. They'd love it. It'd be a fantastic place for them to get in and just chow down. The major disadvantage of this space, though, is that it is a damp area. So when we do our rotational grazing, we're gonna have to be incredibly smart about when we put them in there, because if we're putting them in when it's always damp, that's actually when parasites flourish. And since we've been so damp this year, that area really wouldn't be able to be used at this point in time, which means we'd have to have them to higher ground. But then later on, when it dries out and that's still in here, they can get in, eat. The space behind me is the boys' old pasture. This is the pasture that we have them in pretty much most of the time. It's about an acre, maybe an acre and a half of land that they were in and just kind of doing whatever they needed to do. We didn't have it broken up, but we needed to get them out of there and let that area recover. It's been about, what, 2-3 weeks that we've had them in there, and things are looking pretty good. At one point, there wasn't a whole lot left on the ground. Like, they did some damage. Part of it is because there were things in there that don't have deep root systems that they had eaten down. And then part of it is that they were in there a bit longer than we would have liked, but it's recovering. It's looking good. The chickens are in there doing their thing, you know, eating up the bugs, going through and pooping everywhere, fertilizing the ground. So the pasture is kind of coming back. None of the animals, except for probably the chickens, because let's be honest, the chickens are pretty much doing whatever they want around here. We have that electric poultry net up. We've clipped their wings, and you know, they still figure out a way to get out of there. So nobody's stopping the chickens. We fenced off the back half of it, so that way the girls can go in that area over there, and nobody has gone into this front area. It's recovering, doing what it's supposed to do, and eventually, not anytime soon, but eventually, we'll put them back in and it'll be a lush green smorgasbord. Anybody know how to say that? I don't think I ever say smorgasbord correct. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I just say it. Every time we've ever gone to the smorgasbord, I'm like, the all you can eat? We'll catch you again tomorrow, because I'm gonna go pick up my new chickens that are coming in the mail, and I need to get my butt in gear and finish the chicken tractor. Huh, Kenny, finish your projects. Folks, have a great day. We love you for tuning in. All the people who are making comments and letting us know that they've watched all the Vlogust videos, they're making me so excited and happy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See you later. Are you a good kitty? You are a good kitty. Don't tell mommy that I really like you, okay? Don't tell her. I told her we couldn't have you. So don't tell her. Got it? All right, let's go.